Hey everybody, it's Scott Wilkinson from CEDIA Expo 2013. Here we are in the AVS booth where I'm interviewing Theo Kalomirakis, one of the world's premier home theater designers. So nice of you to be with us today. Thank you.
Very nice to be here too. Thank you for the invitation.
It's my pleasure. Now, you've just gotten back from Greece, with your homeland, right?
A day ago, literally. I haven't recovered from my jet lag.
Holy smokes, you must be suffering from jet lag.
I traveled so much lately that I'm like, I don't feel it anymore. It's like you beat yourself so hard that you become insensitive to the abuse. But what can you do?
What can you do? Well, for a guy that works as hard as you, I can understand how you might need to develop that skill.
We all work so hard.
I
hope we all don't travel as much as I do.
Yes, yes. And so you're back a day, and here you are at CEDIA. And you said before we went on the air that really the most important thing for CEDIA for you, and I have to agree completely, is maintaining the relationships.
Absolutely. And we've seen everything. It's good to check out new projects, the new products that are out there, but the most gratifying thing for me is run into my old buddies, people that I grew up with, people that I still remember. The first CEDIA that we all went, there were like 40 people. I don't remember the number, but it was like tiny. So run into them, reminisce, meet new people, getting the pulse of the place, finding out what's going on, and that's, to me, more exciting than see something that is a small evolutionary step over what we saw last year.
Now, we are seeing a transition from 1080p to what we're calling 4K or UHD or something like that. We're not seeing as much of it at this show yet, and I know you've just gotten here, so you haven't had a chance to see it much. But in general, what do you think of the trend towards this 4K display?
I cannot wait for the day that more content will be available. The closest we get to the quality of what we're used to watching in movies, the better off we all are. I remember how excited I got to be about 20 years ago when I graduated from VHS to Laserdisc. I thought that was a major evolution. I put Raiders of the Lost Ark, that was the first Laserdisc that I bought there, and I said to myself, how can I go back to VHS anymore? There's no way. This is it. That's the medium. And I thought it was the cat's meow. Try to play a Laserdisc nowadays. Not against the Blu-ray disc, against the DVD.
Against even a DVD.
It's unwatchable.
Yeah,
it's just, it looks like what VHS looked to me. So, and then DVD came, and we thought the same thing. Forget about Laserdisc. I still have 5,000 of them. But I don't get rid of them because it's a part of my past, and I savor the memories.
Understood.
So DVDs were exciting for a while, and then Blu-ray came in, and then you cannot go back to DVD. I stopped buying DVDs.
Yeah, exactly. So have I.
Now, let me tell you, the evolutionary step between DVD and Blu-ray was fairly big.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to capture as much detail from transitioning from Blu-ray to 4K. I just came in and I just passed the 4K screen, a plasma screen that was broadcasting something in, playing something in 4K. And if you didn't have this big sign 4K, I would be hard pressed to say if it's called 4K or regular 1080p.
Well, how big was the screen?
It wasn't very big.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
That's what the big advantage of 4K is. For those that have a very big screen, it'll make a difference. You'll be able to sit up close and not have to deal with the artifacts and the fuzziness and everything. Right now, when we have a big screen, we don't let anybody sit less than 12 feet from the screen. And that creates a dead spot in the front of the theater.
Right.
In movie theaters, where you have the front row is right up against the screen, first of all, you're not going to sit on the front row.
I don't want to sit there.
But even if you sit there, you're not so critically, predisposed about it. But in home theater, you want your picture to be sharp, so you have to sit at a distance. So 4K, another added advantage is you'll be able to sit closer and see a good picture without seeing the artifact. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for studios to start putting movies on 4K. Even if I don't have a big screen, I'll be by them to be ready to show them on a big screen when I have a big screen.
Great. Well, that leads me to a more general question, which is, how do you view the state of home theater today, and where do you see it going?
That's a big question. I view what's happening to home theater both positively and negatively. Negatively, we don't have anymore the dedicated home theater happening to the degree that was happening even 5 years ago.
Really?
The novelty is gone. To have a home theater as a status symbol doesn't have the same cachet that it used to have. It used to have 10 years ago. So it's not anymore keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody has a kitchen, everybody has a bedroom. It's almost everybody has a home theater. So people don't try to show off by saying, I have a home theater. So
Isn't there also more of a trend towards putting the quote-unquote home theater in a multi-purpose room that's used for other things?
Absolutely. I was going to get there.
Sorry, I jumped your gun.
No, it's okay. No, it's you're ahead of me because that's where it's going. People don't have the impetus that they used to have to watch movies in dedicated room. And I shouldn't say people. I should say younger people. We grew up in going to the movies. For us, that communal experience of being in front of a screen, surrounded by people in the darkness, without anybody allowed to talk or play. We grew up with that feeling, and that's what created the idea of home theater. We brought that concept at home. Younger generation, they consume their movies on their iPhone. They consume their movies on their iPad. That resonance is not there. They're gonna watch a movie on the iPad on their way to work or back on the subway or
on the beach or whatever.
And they're not gonna miss that kind of experience of seeing it in a big screen the way we would. So that slowly disintegrates the concept of home theater and pushes the concept into what you just said, the multimedia room. Multi-purpose room. Where you can watch the movies, you can watch the sports, you can play video games. You don't need to be in a dedicated room to play video games. You don't care if dogs bark or pass by.
Or the kids are playing in the corner or whatever.
Or the sun comes through the windows and washes out the picture because it's not a movie. So as we go towards that era where movies, it's not so important where they're consumed, you're going to see home theater becoming more and more an exclusive elitist pursuit, which I don't think it will ever disappear because atavistically we've grown to enjoy watching things communally in a formal environment. When TV came, people said people are not going to go to the movies anymore.
Right.
People went back to the movies. When the movies came in, people said, well, we're abandoning the theater.
Right.
People are not going to go to the theater. So those people, you may not have the millions of viewers of movies that you had in the 20s. It's like a fraction, but it's not dead.
Not by any means.
It's not. So I don't think I'm ready to write home theater's epitaph yet.
Well, good. Now, you specialize in dedicated home theaters and designing them.
Absolutely. That's all we do because I wouldn't know what to do in a room where you have multiple activities. I mean, it's something that any designer can do. It's not require a skill, but it
requires some skill, some acoustical training.
I mean, I should make a point, architectural skill. The trick of designing a home theater that resonates something is understanding scale. The fact that we try to scale down what a big theater is into a small room requires extreme discipline and extreme knowledge, which you learn only after you make a lot of mistakes and then you don't make them again. So I think the thing that I've learned in designing home theaters is how to minimize the scale so the theater doesn't look like a dollhouse, but it looks like a real big environment. And that's why I wouldn't want to be involved in designing a mid-room, because you're going to have a sofa, you're going to have a credenza, anybody can put the software and credenza under the TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And then clients will not have to pay me to do that, so I don't do it.
Well, I wish you great success in your future and enjoy the show. There's certainly plenty of stuff to see here.
I am going to spend the next couple of days exploring because I want to be ahead of what's happening.
Yep.
But thank you very much for inviting me.
I thank you so much for being here. Thanks.
Thank you.